Welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, September 14th, 2017. I'm Lafern Fraser with the details. A call has been made for Vincentians to do their utmost and give their best as the government of SVG has been collecting donations to assist the people of the hurricane-ravaged British Virgin Islands. The appeal comes from Minister of Transport and Works and General Secretary of the ruling Unity Labour Party, Julian Francis, as he spoke on Star FM on Tuesday evening. Francis reminded Vincentians that many countries in the past have come to this nation's aid, particularly after the trough system in 2013, and appealed to Vincentians to give of their best to ensure that a full barge leaves here tomorrow.
We are hoping, well, the barge is coming with already some stuff on board from Grenada. That's what the captain told me last night. But there's a lot of space on the barge. And we want you to fill that barge. If we can't fill it, we'll call St. Lucia and say, well, listen, we have this barge coming, so much space is left, we want you to give us. But we don't want a half-empty barge to go up to the U.S. Virgin Islands with the BVI. Our brothers and sisters are up there, 2,000 of them up there. And the other non-Vincentians. But at least let us make that effort for those of our family and friends who are there. Other nationalities will be doing the same thing.
Francis also appealed to persons to cooperate with the quarantine officers at the port, noting that focus is on canned and packaged foodstuff.
I believe that the Ministry of Agriculture will have quarantine officers there to ensure that what you have in your box. So if you have stuff that require to be inspected by the quarantine officers, don't seal your box till you reach there. Bring it, let them look at it, they will be on duty there, and they will give you, okay, we can send this. Because you can't carry live plant material from one country to the other like that. So they have to see what you have. That's why we not good ground provision, good stuff, we will take them. But let us look for like canned stuff, bottled stuff, water, sugar, rice, flour. We can do packages of those, boxes of 5-pound bags of rice.
Francis said persons wishing to send items to family members should ensure that their boxes are adequately labeled.
Sending stuff to your families, label the boxes. You know, put their names on it, put their telephone numbers. Ain't no use right now, but you can still put their telephone number just in case by the time they get there some telephones working. Where they live, their address, because when that barge gets to Tortola, it will offload everything there, because Virgin Gorda, I understand, is like Beckwith to St. Vincent, the distance, so that smaller boats, for those of you who are sending things for persons in Virgin Gorda, they will be offloaded in when the barge offloads, and then they will be taken out by smaller boats to go over to Virgin Gorda.
And Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said it is in the interest of the people of SVG to assist their Caribbean brothers and sisters. Prime Minister was at the time speaking at Port Kingstown this afternoon, where several items were being donated to aid in the relief efforts of the British Virgin Islands. The Prime Minister thanked both private and public sector entities for their donations thus far, adding that it is in the nation's interest to assist their brothers and sisters in their time of need.
It's in our interest too to make sure that things start back. And I noticed that Sabota is already preparing for the next stage, that is to say, the rehabilitation stage, the rebuilding stage. At the moment, we are dealing with relief, cleaning up, relief, stabilization in terms of the security. Then you have reconstruction, rehabilitation, recovery, and all of it is renewal. And Saboto is getting a database as to technical people who are going to be needed there to help to rebuild. They have people up there too, but I want people to realize it's not next week, next week after. You have to wait on them until they start the rebuilding process for us to be able to assist. We are assisting now with the cleaning up and relief and stabilization process.
Prime Minister Gonsalves added that so far those in the BVI have been grateful for this country's assistance, particularly in relation to the assistance to school children.
It's a lot of stuff we have bought, and when you factor in the fuel too. But you know what happened? We have, first of all, they're our brothers and sisters. They belong to the OECS. They're Caribbean people. And we have 2,000 of our people up there in the BVI. Now remember this, Saboto and Camilo and 4 other persons went to Tortola in Anguilla. They're coming back this evening. But to show the interest, they had a town hall meeting by Bishop Charles Church last night. And they report to me they had about 500 people. The church was jam-packed. He has a big cavernous church. And the government up there has accepted, and so to the people, our generous proposal for students with the CXC and Cape, so long as they have family connections. We'll get the space provided for them. We have to make the accommodation for them in the schools, but families, friends and families will take it.
According to Chief Operations Officer at the Port Authority, Carl James, there are over 200 consignments now at the Geest shed, ready to be shipped off to the BVI. James said that the free shipment of supplies, which include food and water, which will go to the hurricane-ravaged British Virgin Islands, is a heartwarming gesture. He encouraged those who would love to send off items to do so by tomorrow at midday, as these items can make a significant difference in the lives of those in need.
So far, I know we have received over 200 consignments from persons to the loved ones, and we're expecting a lot more this afternoon after work, so we expect to work after 4. And the consignment to the government of Tortola is huge. I mean, if you look here, all this is to the government of Tortola, so we're not finished tallying as yet, but as soon as we have all the numbers, we would publish.
And how you feel about something like this, giving back?
Giving back is definitely great. I mean, to see the people of St. Vincent would have stepped up and contributed so much to the people at Tortola. I mean, they just suffered a devastating hurricane, and I know a lot of persons would have gone above and beyond, because a lot of persons would just send the kids back to school, whatever else, and they still found a way to make a significant contribution. This is really heartwarming.
Earlier today, SVG-TV spoke with some of the persons who are preparing to send off supplies to their loved one.
We are members of the Upper Room Victory Church. There's a branch in Tortola, so we are sending some supplies up to them, and also some other personal stuff for the members.
And how do you feel about giving back?
Well, as I was telling somebody a while ago, it feels as if we're in New America. We're sending boxes and barrels. So the tables have turned, so it's good to be able to give back. I love the fact that we have some good community spirit. Each person is helping as much as they can. So it's good stuff. Thank God we were spared and we were given the ability to give back.
But I have 2 close friends in Tortola, so I'm sending back because I don't know when is my turn. Okay? So I'm just here to send off a bits and pieces so they could have use to everything that we send in.
I'm sending this box for my mommy. She's working in Tortola at the airport. My mother's name is Yvonne Prince. I'm feeling very proud sending this box to my mother, because my mother contributed to send my kids them to school. So I'm feeling very proud to say give back to my mother when she's in need.
And many Vincentians are expected to gather at Heritage Square this evening to support a concert to raise funds for the hurricane-ravaged islands. There will also be bins available where persons can donate food and clothing. One of the committee members of the Good Hearts Foundation, which helped to organize the event, Ezzie Roberts, said that the monies will be audited to help victims, while the supplies will go a long way in helping out those in need.
I believe that we should share the fortunes with the folks who are not so fortunate. Okay, so my group, the SVG Good Hearts Foundation, we decided that right away we would do a little drive last Saturday, and coming out from that, we had the idea of going into this activity today, Thursday. We have major support from Dougie the Freightas providing his sound system and full support, technical support generally, and we're quite grateful for that. And we decided to team up and do one big activity where he make a contribution along with our group. And so far everything has been going quite well. A number of business houses have supported us, a number of individuals. Last weekend, just so 1 day's promotion between Friday into Saturday, we were able to raise $3,500 and receive a number of food items, groceries, toiletries, etc. So much so that we had to actually get a truck to move them. And we expect that the same thing will be happening today. In fact, since this morning early, I got calls saying that a number of persons started bringing items. We were expecting them from this afternoon. Persons brought items this morning. During the lunch hour I passed through, I saw a number of persons bringing cash donations. We have a police officer on site, and they're making their contributions in our cash bin.
Two of the persons involved in the event expressed their happiness in doing their part.
To participate in an event like this, I'm happy to do what I can to help. It's a sad time for some folks, and luckily we're here. We could chip in and give a helping hand, and this is one of the best things that we could do. This is the least we can do. So I'm really happy to be here, happy to help. Just come out and just give what you can, even if it's $5, whatever you have, just give. Somebody need help, and this is the least we can do. No matter how small it is, just come and just give what you can.
There's nothing more important than people's lives. I can tell you that the people of the US Virgin Islands contribute heavily to Nice Radio in our time of need. And what has happened is that when the grouping SVG Safe Hands Foundation came to the radio station seeking assistance, I had no difficulty in offering all my services free of cost to promote this event, because I believe it's a worthwhile event, something that is necessary, and the people up there are in dire needs and suffering. There's nothing else to it but just being a human being with a conscience.
And you being nice, great aunt?
Wonderful.
Sad news tonight. The family and friends of police officer Conroy John are trying to come to terms with his death. The officer died in his parked vehicle in the Mesopotamia area. Officer John's longtime girlfriend, Belinda Mofford, explained to SVG-TV News that she and John had gone out that night. Mofford said it was her birthday the next day and Officer John was in a jovial mood, and they went out where they had some drinks with a relative. She said after their night was over, the two decided to sleep out the early morning in his vehicle. After she awoke, she discovered John was cold and lifeless.
After having the beers, then we came over, was me, my brother, and 3 of my cousins. Then they leave us and came home, and then I fall asleep. We fall asleep. About after 5 or so, I woke up, and then I start to knock Officer John, like touching his face, and say, "John, wake up, time for us to go up." I was not getting any response. He had on a vest, so I was holding, like raising up his top to see if he was breathing. So he was not. So I was, John, I check his pulse, hold his hand, and his hand was really cold. So I came up, I called my mom, and then I say, "Mommy, I'm calling John, but he's not responding."
Relatives and friends of John expressed sadness over his passing.
From the time he came into this family, he is very kind, he is very courteous. If anything goes wrong around the family, he will come and he'll sit down and he will talk. He'll say, "Mommy, Mom, let's take it easy." And he'll say, "Belinda, I want you to take care of your grandmother." He's a very nice man. He's very nice in children, in everything. He's a very nice man. And I could tell you, I really miss Mr. John.
But ever since going back, Mr. John is a nice fella. Every time he come around here, he know how to talk to the family them. Sure. If any little misunderstanding, he go say, "Let we get together. Let me forget about that." You understand what I say? Instead of getting nice, let we just sit down and we just enjoy ourselves.
Since I've known Mr. John, he's never a rude person. He always know how to assist situations. He know how to be there for you when you need it most. He know how to give you encouragement and everything.
The family of 51-year-old electrician Rohan McDonald, better known as Buddy of Fairburn Pasture, Walvaroo, is mourning his death. McDonald's body was found hanging from outside his house at around 7 this morning. The father of 4 worked many years on the Grenadine Islands of Mustique and Canawan. Up to news time, the circumstances surrounding his death were not known. Men need to be more proactive in relation to their health. The encouragement comes from Pauline De Freitas, Managing Director of Health Solutions, Inc., as she spoke on Boom FM's OMG program on Wednesday on issues relating to prostate health and cancer. De Freitas said regular prostate checks, particularly for men over 50, is a must, as early detection is a factor in one living a healthy life after developing the cancer.
Again, it all depends, right? So if the cancer is caught in the early stages, your treatment may not be as aggressive. Right. But if you're actually caught at a much later stage of prostate cancer, and again, in the region that it's in, or at any time when you get diagnosed with cancer, one of the first things that any healthcare professional will look to see if there's any form of metastases. Has this actually spread to anywhere? Because that's when it gets more complicated. If it's benign or it's staying in one area, then you treat that one area. But when there's metastases, then you have to look to see what organs are the important, essential organs. Right. So it all depends.
De Freitas highlighted some symptoms which men should look out for, which are possible signs of prostate cancer.
With medicine, you have to understand that there's always a repeat of that symptom with many other issues. But if you're the type that you're sitting down and it's abnormal for yourself to actually not sit there and you're waiting for urine to come and urine isn't coming, and this is a frequent thing and you're actually drinking a fair amount of fluid, then you have to go get yourself checked out. Right. If you're peeing and then there's actually burning on urination, that's not a normal thing. Right. If you're laughing or coughing and then you're losing you're becoming incontinent and you're actually peeing, then no, you need to check yourself out. Okay. If there's pain and discomfort, you need to check yourself out.
The Health Solutions Managing Director also encouraged men to have one doctor look at their healthcare issues.
It's good to have a doctor for 20 years, the same doctor. Why? Because that doctor will know your norms and your abnormal patterns. Right. So the minute you present yourself, you've never had a urine issue, and the last urine problem you had maybe was 7-10 years ago, the doctor will have to say, no, something is up, let's take a look at this. We have to educate, we have to. And the cancer rates are disgustingly high. I mean, look at it. We have massive amount of cancer institutes around the world. Back in the day, you didn't really need all of that. Times have changed, our lifestyle has changed. We've got to be able to bring back time a little bit.
And a call has been made for all men here in SVG to step up and get back to the role which God intended for them to play in the society. The call came from advisor of the Project Men 2020 group, Dr. Reynold Murray, who noted that the elements of lawlessness, nakedness, and hopelessness are at the root of all the social issues being faced by Vincentians and more so the world. He went on to state that there is only one solution to the issue at hand, which is to get right with God.
So lawless in this country, we're so naked in our behavior. There's no hope, there's no vision, there's no direction. But there's an answer to it. God is calling us back to himself. He's drawing us back like a hen gather her chicks, and he said, if you will only listen. We have a lot of church in this country, but how many real believers do we have? People go to church as a form, just to look good. Are they willing to stand up for the name of Jesus Christ and to defend Jesus and to speak against the evil in the society? Our society is out of order, ladies and gentlemen, friends. And the solution is with us. We have to turn to Christ. Man, no matter what regime you put in place, whether it's Kim or Donald or who, no matter what regime you put in place, they will not fix this nation. They will not fix the world. The answer is in the Lord Jesus Christ.
With one of the aims of Project Men 2020 being to highlight and address issues affecting men, Dr. Murray further urged all men to take the initiative and work toward achieving a better nation.
Plea to you today is to look around at your nation and see what you as an individual can do. Men, the responsibility is ours. God created man to have dominion. He made the woman for the man. You heard that from Brother Bino. But that was the reality of God's plan. The woman is not to be a footstool. The children is not to be a whipping stall. They all have place. You need to understand your place as a man. When you understand your place, then you can fix the others that are out of place, and we can have a better nation.
Past students of the St. Joseph's Convent Mariquah, formerly the Mariquah Secondary School, are being encouraged to join in the many activities to be held in commemoration of the institution's 50th anniversary. This encouragement comes from the coordinator of the 50th Anniversary Committee, Jennifer Richardson, as she spoke on WeFM's Views and Issues program, highlighting the activities planned for the celebration of this milestone. Speaking on some things which make the institution unique, Richardson stated that the school has always had community outreach programs as part of its activities and encouraged the public to support the committee as they seek to engage in similar activities to celebrate the school's achievements over the years.
Anybody who has any food product, whether it's canned, mainly stuff that are not perishable, non-perishable items that they can donate, we welcome those donations.
And are you taking only from past students?
No, anybody. Look, Cecil, if you are a past student, a past parent, a supporter, well-wisher, a husband of a past student, the wife of a past student, anybody.
Once you know a past student.
Or you know one, you can contribute. Okay, so we are not discriminating at all. All contributions are welcome. And we do have places like, for example, we have Claire Thomas at Beauty Shack in Kingstown. She's the proprietor and a past student. She'll be happy to take your donations right there at Beauty Shack. We also have, right next door to Beauty Shack, we have Subway, and the proprietor of Subway is a past student of Mariquah Secondary School as well.
Richardson said the celebration activities will run up to the year 2018.
So we're going to have the cocktails after the awards
15th.
on the 15th. That starts at 7 p.m. So you know we are planning a nice something that night so that come midnight, the stroke of midnight, 1 minute past midnight, we should have fireworks. Yes. Because we are ringing in the 50th year. So big things are being planned for the 50th anniversary. So if persons could be here for that September, that would be like the third week in September?
About it.
That third week in September?
Yeah.
Right. Those who are overseas, who may not be here during the summer, then they can come for this particular event. Those who might be here in the summer, you have a lot to look forward to. We have the picnic. In July, we have the Leeward Coast Cruise. In June, and June 18th, for 1 week, we have the Inter-House Week of Competition. So they have a lot that they can do if they come to St. Vincent. You will not be bored.
With preparations for the upcoming Everything Vinci Expo 2017 underway, Invest SVG is encouraging persons to sign up for the workshops on offer, even if they do not want to exhibit at the event. The expo, which is a component of the Everything Vinci Independence Festival, which will run from October 27th to the 29th at the E.T. Joshua Airport site, and has a training element attached to it. Workshops will be held over 2 days, October 24th and 25th, covering a range of topics geared toward business development and preparation for penetrating export markets. Acting Executive Director at Invest SVG, Alan Alexander, explained that he is aware members of the local business community may be unable to participate as exhibitors, but would still be interested in the workshops, and they will be given the opportunity to participate in the sessions. The workshops are free for individual businesses or businesses who register as exhibitors at the expo. For non-exhibitors, there is an administrative fee of $50 EC per day, and registrants can attend any number of the workshops. Those interested in workshop participation are asked to visit Invest SVG's office on the second floor of the administrative building.